Hello everyone and welcome to another champion guide. Today I will be talking about Rakan, the Charmer. A short intro of Rakan is this: freaking awesome. He has everything a support needs. Engage, hard engage, no counterplay engage, disengage, peel, sustain, and poke. I will talk about his skills and how they interact with Xayah as well. Rune pages I chose for him, 2 to be exact. Item builds, synergies, and matchups, and last, playstyles. Let's get into it. Passive. Fey Feathers. First passive. Rakan periodically generates a shield. Damaging an enemy champion with a basic attack or ability reduces the cooldown of Fey Feathers by 1 second per champion hit. This passive makes Rakan deceptively tanky and very hard to all in. Focusing Rakan in a fight might be the biggest mistake you make. He is squishy early levels, but playing smart and safe pre-level 3 will make you a force to be reckoned with once you unlock your abilities. Second passive. If either Rakan or Xayah is recalling, the other may move nearby and activate their own recall to join them. Both reach base at the time of which the initiator's recall ends. Q. Gleaming Quill. Rakan slings an enchanted feather forward, dealing magic damage to the first enemy hit. If that enemy was a champion or epic monster, an area is marked around Rakan. After 3 seconds, or if any ally champion comes within the marked area, Rakan heals himself and surrounding allies. This is a very good harass skill. It has a decent range and deals good damage to enemy champions, as well as healing you and your ADC. I recommend you use this skill to harass and sustain in early levels. Then when you want to all in, make sure you use it before you want to dash back to your ADC. If you hit your Q, it will charge as you dash back to your carry, and it will heal him as well for a good chunk of HP. W. Grand Entrance. Rakan dashes forward, pausing for 1 second after he lands. Then he leaps in the air, dealing magic damage and knocking up surrounding enemies for 1 second. This is one of your main engage tools. Pre-6, I recommend you use it from Fog of War because it is easier to dodge out of this skill than it looks. Post-6, there are 2 ways of using W. 1. Press R then W in and you get a guaranteed knockup. Use this when your flash is down. 2. Press R then immediately flash in the direction you want to engage. Preferably flash right on top of your opponents. After you charm them, channel your W to get a good CC chain. This can be done only with flash up. Grand Entrance can be used as an escape as well as a peeling tool. Use it on top of whoever you are trying to protect if you see someone jumping them. E. Battle Dance. Rakan leaps to an ally champion, shielding them for 3 seconds. Battle Dance can be recast for 5 seconds at no cost. When recast, Rakan may select the same target again. If Xayah is the target, Battle Dance is able to be cast from an increased range. And the trifecta is complete. Use E on your ADC, then W in, Q, then E back to your AD. This is so fast that it is very hard to react to it. Most of the times you either kill your opponent or make them use flash or even heal and exhaust. Battle Dance is considered a dash as well, and can be interrupted or grounded, same goes for Rakan's W. But yes, you can use it over walls, works just like Lee Sin W. Note, when Rakan uses E, he becomes a projectile. The more movement speed he has, the faster he travels to the E target, valid for both activations. Ultimate, the Quickness. Rakan breaks into a captivating sprint for 4 seconds, gaining 50% bonus movement speed for the duration. During this, his base attack range is reduced to 50, and collision with an enemy champion deals magic damage and charms them. This may only occur once per champion. Also, when Rakan collides with his first enemy champion, he gains an additional 150% bonus movement speed, decaying over 1.5 seconds. Rakan has one of the best engages out of all supports, if not the best. Using your skills correctly will ensure a no counterplay engage and a beautiful wombo combo. Here are some tips though. Whenever you have your flash, make sure you first use ultimate, then you flash. Flash will cancel your ultimate animation and make the play faster. Flash on top of the enemy team, use the bonus movement speed you get from your ultimate, run around for 1 second, not more, then start channeling your W. The CC chain is amazing. To safely get out, hit Q on any champion, then use your first cast E to the nearest ally champion, then your second cast onto the backline. Job done. If you do not have flash but your team is still trigger happy, wait for someone else to engage, then you follow up. If that is not possible, make sure you go in with ultimate active on yourself and use W to close the gap. I will talk more about this in playstyle part of the video. I take W or Q level 1 depending on my matchup. Q, I want to play defensively level 1, W, I want to engage level 1. Then Q or W depending what I started with. Then level 3, I take E. I max W, then E, then Q, and I scale my ult whenever I can. Note, Rakan is considered semi-melee, just like Thresh. Runes. Defensive rune page. Resolve. Guardian. Shields allies in a range of 175 units when you or them take damage. Shields you and allies whenever you use a healing or shielding ability on them. Shields last for 2.5 seconds. Also, whenever the rune is activated, you and your ally get hastened for 1.5 seconds. Rakan has a lot of bad matchups, especially early game. The number of champions he counters is insanely small. So whenever I want to counterpick myself, I will run Guardian to make sure me and my ADC don't die during laning phase. As I said before, your first power spike is at level 3, but until then you are open to harass and heavy engage. Using Guardian, you are on the safe side, and you ensure survivability until level 3 or even level 6. In some matchups, you have to play like that. Font of Life. CCing an enemy in any way marks them. When your allies' basic attack mark targets, they heal for percentage of your max HP. The more sustain you provide to your AD and your team, the better. This rune scales very well with Rakan because you end up building tanky anyway, so you can survive the late game engages. Also, by having the ability to CC multiple targets, you proc this rune on more than one champion, meaning you can proc it on almost your entire team. Conditioning. I use this rune because I feel Rakan is somewhat squishy. By getting the percentage scaling on armor and magic resist, I have a safety net if I'm playing versus heavy scalers or burst-oriented champions. Revitalize. Very good to buff your shields and your healing ability since you max first W, then you max your shield second and heal last. Precision. Triumph. Takedowns restore 12% of your missing health and grant an additional 25 gold. I prefer this path over sorcery because whenever I scale in resolve first, I want to be as unkillable as I possibly can be. This rune allows me to sustain during a fight, and trust me, if you land your combo right, you will regen all the HP you lost. Cup of Grace. Deal 10% more damage to champions that have less than 40% HP. This is a rune that helps me deal more damage. Early, my AP numbers with this rune page are pretty bad. My base damage is not the best either, so I want to ensure a reliable damage follow-up for my AD carry. Aggressive rune page. This is a rune page I tend to always use on Rakan. I will go Guardian if I am really scared of the enemy dueling. Sorcery. Summon Airy. We all know what this rune does by now. I prefer Airy because it buffs my shields as well as it buffs my damage overall. Honestly, the harass you provide in lane with this keystone and the all-in threat you become is no joke. The Ultimate Hat. Your ultimate cooldown is reduced by 5% at the beginning of the game. Furthermore, each time you cast your ult, the cooldown is reduced by another 2%. This effect stacks up to 5 times. All I have to add is this: 40-second cooldown when you stack this rune. Celerity. The bonus movement speed you get from this rune makes you travel faster to your target whenever you use Battle Dance. The more you scale your movement speed, the faster and harder to outplay are your engages. Scorch. Every 20 seconds, your first ability hit burns champions. I picked this for early game purposes only. As I said before, Rakan's base damage isn't that great and his scalings are really bad. By using this rune, my damage in lane is reliable and I have a good chance to help my ADC snowball. Resolve, Conditioning and Revitalize. Same reason as stated before for using these two runes. Item builds and summoner spells. For my summoner spells, I will try to take Ignite and Flash every time. If I see they have a lot of assassins and heavy divers, I will run Exhaust. For item builds, I have two ways of building Rakan. In both builds, I will start with Spell Thieves and 3 potions. I feel I need to explain why I always go for Spell Thieves. Whenever you stack this item, every time you hit an enemy champion or tower, you get bonus movement speed for a short while. This effect can be triggered 3 times in a row, making it so when you engage with your ultimate, you get the bonus movement speed when you hit the first champion from your ult effect, and the effect from your stacked Frostfang, meaning you will run much faster and significantly increase the success of your multi-man wombo combo. My first back will be Frostfang and 1 control ward, and then I will rush Sightstone and Boots of Lucidity, then make sure I finish my Eye of the Watchers. I will always go for Boots of Lucidity since I do not scale into Inspiration and I want the 10% CDR on my flash so I can have it more often for the perfect engage. Now, if me and my team are ahead, I will go for Redemption, Ardent Censer, Locket of the Iron Solari, and Athene's Unholy Grail, my standard build for shielding supports. If we are behind, I will go for Locket, Righteous Glory, Redemption, and another tank item depending on what I need to survive. Whenever you have Redemption, you want to do the following. Alt Flash, use Redemption on top of you, do your W combo, then get the Redemption heal and get out. Synergies. Best synergy. Xayah. By far the best synergy because they are built to be played together. Xayah Rakan is a very snowbally lane and also a very dangerous lane to all in or look to fight once they are level 6. Xayah's W buffed Rakan's auto attack, making them also extremely good objective takers. Towers, Drakes, and Baron will melt when they both are there. Kalista. The ultimates comboed between these two champions are amazing. I added Kalista to best synergy just because of the teamfight monsters these two are when playing bot lane together. Rakan uses ultimate, Kalista ults him, then free knock-up into a free W setup. The synergy CC-wise is insane. Normal synergy. Sivir, Tristana, Twitch, Vayne, Lucian, Draven, Misfortune, Ezreal. These AD carries have the right auto attack range to not make it awkward whenever Rakan engages and enough mobility to allow Rakan to dash back to them without endangering themselves as well. Besides this, they have good follow-up damage on Rakan's engages and all of them scale very well into late game. Awkward synergy. Caitlyn, Jinx, Ashe, Varus, Jhin, Kog'Maw. Well, these ADCs have high auto attack range, or are long-range skill shot reliant champions, or just too damn immobile for Rakan to pair with them. Yes, the CC chain is amazing with all of them except Kog, but man, dashing back to them is awkward as heck. If you can avoid laning with these champions, do it. If not, just don't rely on your E to get to safety. It will never be in range from where you are, in the middle of the enemy team, and where these ADs are, very far away. Matchups. Rakan counters. Nami, Soraka, Sona, Zyra, Bard, Braum, and Zillion. As you notice, these are 7 good matchups he has. Even in these matchups, one wrong move and your lane is toast. Rakan gets countered by Janna, Lulu, Morgana, Karma, Leona, Thresh, Taric, Alistar, Nautilus. Hardest if not impossible matchup for Rakan, Blitzcrank and Tahm Kench. Hard CC and hard disengage, any type of dash, interrupters, and stuns ruin the life of Rakan in lane. But he is fine once the team fight starts, you would say, and I would say no. If Rakan falls behind, he doesn't have the items he needs to teamfight, meaning he will go in and die. That's it. Playstyle, laning phase. Playing Rakan in lane is a patience game. You cannot be the aggressor early on because if you miss your W, you open yourself and your ADC for harass. The best way to lane with Rakan pre-6 is poke with Q and watch your enemy. Whenever you see an overstep or a misposition, you want to punish that by all-inning the support or ADC. Make sure you ping your carry when you want to fight. If you don't, you might find yourself in an awkward situation. Post level 6, very easy. Ult them on cooldown, you win the fight. Except if you're laning into Nautilus, then you don't win anything. Roaming. Best time to roam is when your ADC backs and you have enough HP and mana to roam mid or invade with your jungler. Another good time is after you recalled. Instead of pathing bot lane, path mid lane, and from there you see. Either roam top if your AD is going to be fine for the next 3 minutes, gank mid, invade with your jungler, or take him on a trip bot lane for a nice gank there. Mid-game. In this part of the game, people still have slots for wards, so what you want to do is check for any wards before you go trigger happy. Once vision is cleared, you can engage. The way I prefer to play Rakan mid-game is buy one control ward, find a good flanking position, and ward. If I am out of vision still, I will ping my team I want to fight. Use my ultimate and flash into the enemy team from Fog of War. It is devastating if you land a good combo of your skills. Afterwards, I just repeat this. Late game. Here it gets better. People start to have full builds, so vision is reduced to 2 trinket wards from top lane and 3 wards from sidestone. So keeping vision control for flanking becomes much easier. Here is the trick though. Because everyone is equally strong, now I strongly recommend you not to fight, spam ping your team if you have to, unless you have access to your flash. You cannot afford this late into the game to whiff your alt W combo. You want to be 100% sure that the alt lands and flash guarantees that. To sum this video, Rakan is the best hard engage support out there that also offers peels. I feel he is in a great spot in the current meta. Don't forget, cry a lot when you lane into Nautilus. Only thing you can do. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time. Special thanks to Cody Darkest for not killing me during this video making.